The Port of Seattle is stepping up efforts to combat sexual assault in airplanes in light of two recent arrests.
The Indian national received a 15-month prison sentence for an assault on a high school student.
I appeal to the airline industry and to lawmakers to listen to us, to hear us, and to respect us.
We have seen roughly a 30% increase in cases opened by the FBI over a 4-year period.
The arrest of two defendants who have been each charged with sexual assaults on commercial airliners.
The problem of unruly passenger behavior on commercial flights has become an increasing concern for aviation authorities, airlines, and passengers alike. The Federal Aviation Administration, FAA, has reported a persistently high number of such incidents, which include a range of disruptive behaviors from verbal abuse to physical assault. Recently, two high-profile cases involving sexual assault on flights to Seattle have brought this issue to the forefront. The sentencing of Abhinav Kumar and Desmond Bostic underscores the gravity of these offenses and the legal consequences that follow. Abhinav Kumar, a 39-year-old man from India, was sentenced to 15 months in prison for abusive sexual contact. This sentence followed a 3-day trial in May, where Kumar was found guilty of groping a juvenile passenger's breast while she slept on an Emirates flight from Dubai to Seattle. The incident occurred on February 18th, and Kumar was arrested upon arrival at Seattle-Tacoma International Airport. According to court records and trial testimony, Kumar's assault took place during the flight when the 17-year-old victim was trying to sleep. Prosecutors argued that Kumar took advantage of a vulnerable teenager in a confined space, causing her lasting trauma. The victim described the assault as a persistent, haunting presence in her life. The severity of the crime and its impact on the victim were central to the prosecution's case, leading them to seek a 21-month sentence. However, the judge ultimately sentenced Kumar to 15 months in prison, reflecting the court's recognition of the seriousness of his actions. Desmond Bostic, a resident of Federal Way, Washington, received a 9-month prison sentence for assault with intent to commit a felony. Bostic's case involved inappropriate touching of a woman seated next to him during a flight from San Diego to Seattle on June 20th, 2023. Bostic, who was seated in the last row of the plane, repeatedly touched the thigh of the woman sitting in the middle seat next to him. His actions escalated when he grabbed her buttocks twice as she stood up to let a passenger in the window seat exit and re-enter the row. After the flight landed, the woman immediately reported Bostic's actions to the flight crew. This prompt reporting led to a federal grand jury returning an indictment in the case in September. The FBI subsequently located and arrested Bostic on February 9th. As part of a plea agreement in April, Bostic admitted that he touched the woman with sexual motivation. In addition to his 9-month prison sentence, he will also serve 3 years of supervised release following his time behind bars. U.S. District Judge Jamal N. Whitehead, who imposed both sentences, emphasized the gravity of Bostic's conduct, stating that characterizing it as a mere lapse of judgment would diminish the true ugliness of his actions. Both cases are deeply troubling due to the nature of the assaults and the circumstances under which they occurred. Kumar's assault on a 17-year-old girl while she was sleeping represents a severe violation of personal space and safety. The victim described the lasting trauma caused by the assault, highlighting the profound psychological impact such incidents can have on survivors. Bostic's repeated inappropriate touching of a fellow passenger further illustrates the invasive and predatory behavior exhibited by some individuals on flights. His actions, which included touching the woman's thigh and grabbing her buttocks, were conducted in a confined space where the victim had limited ability to escape or seek help immediately. The motives behind Kumar's and Bostic's actions can be attributed to a variety of factors, including a sense of impunity and a lack of respect for others' personal boundaries. Individuals who commit such acts often feel they can get away with their behavior without facing consequences. This sense of impunity can be exacerbated by a lack of immediate accountability in certain environments. Alcohol consumption or other impairments can also play a significant role in diminishing judgment and inhibitions, leading to behavior that individuals might not engage in when sober. Impairments can cloud judgment and reduce self-control, contributing to actions that violate others' personal space and safety. The confined environment of an aircraft may further contribute to a false sense of security for perpetrators. In such settings, perpetrators might believe that the limited space and the controlled environment offer a degree of protection from immediate consequences or intervention. They may think that the inability of victims to easily escape or seek help works to their advantage, allowing them to act on their impulses without facing prompt repercussions. Overall, these factors, sense of impunity, diminished judgment due to impairments, and the perceived security of confined spaces, can drive individuals to commit acts that seriously harm others and violate their personal boundaries. The investigations into these incidents were thorough and swift. Kumar was arrested immediately upon the flight's arrival in Seattle, and his case quickly proceeded to trial. Evidence, including court records and trial testimony, played a crucial role in securing his conviction. Bostic's case followed a similar trajectory, with the victim reporting his actions to the flight crew, leading to a federal grand jury indictment and his subsequent arrest by the FBI. In both cases, the swift action taken by authorities underscored the seriousness of the offenses and the commitment to ensuring justice for the victims. The evidence gathered, such as statements from witnesses, flight crew reports, and testimonies, was critical in building strong cases against the perpetrators. The involvement of multiple agencies, including local law enforcement and federal authorities, highlighted the coordinated efforts to address and investigate these crimes comprehensively. The immediate response upon the flight's arrival and the subsequent legal proceedings demonstrated the effectiveness of protocols in place to handle such incidents. The prompt arrest and trial of Kumar and the federal grand jury indictment of Bostic reflected a robust legal framework designed to protect victims and hold offenders accountable. The investigation's thoroughness ensured that all relevant evidence was collected and presented, leading to convictions and reinforcing the message that such behavior would not be tolerated. These investigations serve as important examples of how timely and coordinated efforts between various agencies can lead to the successful prosecution of offenders, thereby upholding the rule of law and providing justice for victims. Kumar's trial lasted 3 days, during which the prosecution presented substantial evidence of his abusive sexual contact. The evidence included testimonies from the victim, who described the traumatic experience, and other witnesses who corroborated her account. Forensic evidence and expert testimonies likely provided additional support to the prosecution's case, reinforcing the credibility of the charges against Kumar. The detailed presentation of evidence aimed to leave no doubt about the severity and impact of Kumar's actions on the 17-year-old girl, who was assaulted while she was sleeping. Throughout the trial, the prosecution emphasized the premeditated and invasive nature of Kumar's actions. They highlighted the profound psychological and emotional trauma inflicted on the young victim, arguing that Kumar's behavior represented a grave violation of her personal safety and dignity. By presenting a comprehensive and compelling case, the prosecution sought to secure a conviction that would deliver justice to the victim and serve as a deterrent to similar offenses in the future. After deliberating on the evidence presented, the jury found Kumar guilty of abusive sexual contact. This conviction reflected the jury's belief that the prosecution had met the burden of proof, demonstrating Kumar's guilt beyond a reasonable doubt. As a result of the conviction, Kumar was sentenced to 15 months in prison. While the prosecution had sought a 21-month sentence, they ultimately argued for a sentence that would appropriately reflect the gravity of the crime and its impact on the victim. In the case of Bostic, rather than going to trial, he chose to plead guilty as part of a plea agreement. By admitting to the charge of touching the woman with sexual motivation, Bostic accepted responsibility for his actions. Pleading guilty often involves negotiations between the defense and the prosecution, leading to an agreement on the charges and the recommended sentence. This process can expedite the legal proceedings and provide some measure of closure for the victim. As part of the plea agreement, Bostic received a 9-month prison sentence, followed by 3 years of supervised release. The supervised release period includes conditions set by the court to monitor Bostic's behavior and prevent further offenses. These conditions might include regular check-ins with a probation officer, restrictions on certain activities, and mandatory counseling or rehabilitation programs. U.S. District Judge Jamal N. Whitehead presided over both Kumar's trial and Bostic's case. In delivering the sentences, Judge Whitehead emphasized the need to hold perpetrators accountable for their actions. He underscored the importance of delivering justice to the victims and sending a clear message that such behavior would not be tolerated. Judge Whitehead's statements during sentencing highlighted the judiciary's role in upholding the rights and dignity of the victims, reinforcing the principle that sexual assaults are serious offenses deserving of significant legal consequences. Judge Whitehead's consistent approach in both cases demonstrated a commitment to addressing and deterring sexual misconduct. By imposing meaningful sentences, he aimed to protect society from similar future offenses and contribute to the broader efforts to combat and prevent sexual violence. The sentences handed down in both cases underscored the judiciary's role in ensuring that justice is served and that the rights of victims are upheld. These cases highlight the complexities and challenges involved in prosecuting sexual assault cases. They underscore the importance of thorough investigations, robust evidence presentation, and a judicial system that is willing to impose substantial consequences for such actions. The outcomes of Kumar's and Bostic's cases serve as important precedents, demonstrating that the legal system can effectively address and punish sexual misconduct. In summary, Kumar's trial and subsequent conviction, as well as Bostic's plea agreement and sentencing, reflect the judicial system's commitment to holding perpetrators of sexual assault accountable. The sentences imposed on Kumar and Bostic serve as a strong deterrent against in-flight sexual misconduct. Kumar's 15-month prison term signifies the legal system's firm stance on protecting minors and ensuring that those who commit sexual offenses are held accountable. This sentence reflects a commitment to justice and serves as a warning to others about the serious consequences of such behavior. Bostic's sentence, which includes 9 months in prison, followed by 3 years of supervised release, highlights the ongoing oversight designed to prevent future offenses. The supervised release period ensures that Bostic will be monitored after serving his prison term, with conditions aimed at reducing the risk of reoffending and supporting his rehabilitation. This approach underscores the importance of continued vigilance and intervention to protect individuals from future harm. The impact of these cases on society is considerable, particularly in raising awareness about in-flight sexual misconduct and emphasizing the importance of passenger safety. The high-profile nature of such cases highlights the need for vigilance and effective measures to address and prevent sexual misconduct in the confined environment of an aircraft. In response to these incidents, the Federal Aviation Administration, FAA, and airlines have intensified their efforts to combat unruly behavior. This includes implementing stricter penalties for offenders and enhancing protocols to address reports of misconduct. The FAA has been working to ensure that airlines are better equipped to handle disruptive passengers and prevent such incidents from occurring in the first place. By increasing penalties for inappropriate behavior and providing clearer guidelines for handling reports of misconduct, the FAA aims to create a safer flying environment for all passengers. Airlines have also been proactive in encouraging passengers to report incidents promptly. They have introduced various measures, such as improved reporting systems and increased training for flight crew members, to ensure that complaints are handled effectively and efficiently. By making it easier for passengers to report misconduct and by taking these reports seriously, airlines hope to address issues swiftly and prevent further incidents. Publicizing these cases plays a crucial role in deterring potential offenders. When such incidents receive widespread media coverage, they serve as a public reminder of the serious consequences associated with sexual misconduct. This increased visibility can act as a deterrent for individuals who might otherwise consider engaging in similar behavior, knowing that the legal system is vigilant and ready to impose substantial penalties. Moreover, making these cases public can empower victims to come forward. When individuals see that others have reported similar incidents and that these reports have led to significant legal consequences, they may feel more confident in stepping forward with their own complaints. Publicizing cases helps to create an environment where victims feel supported and reassured that their complaints will be taken seriously. It encourages a culture of accountability and reinforces the message that sexual misconduct will not be tolerated. The broader societal impact of these cases also includes fostering a culture of respect and safety. By addressing and publicizing in-flight sexual misconduct, these cases contribute to a greater awareness of the need for appropriate behavior and the importance of maintaining personal boundaries. This heightened awareness can lead to more stringent policies and better practices within the aviation industry and beyond, ultimately contributing to a safer and more respectful public environment. Overall, the implications of these cases extend beyond individual convictions. They reflect a commitment to improving passenger safety, deterring inappropriate behavior, and supporting victims. By enhancing awareness, enforcing stricter penalties, and encouraging prompt reporting, these efforts aim to create a safer, more accountable flying experience and contribute to a broader culture of respect and safety in society. The cases of Kumar and Bostic underscore the critical importance of addressing and preventing in-flight sexual misconduct. Both incidents highlight the need for effective measures to protect passengers and hold offenders accountable. Kumar's 15-month prison sentence and Bostic's plea deal, including 9 months in prison and 3 years of supervised release, reflect the judicial system's commitment to addressing such serious offenses. These cases have prompted increased efforts by the FAA and airlines to enhance passenger safety, implement stricter penalties, and encourage timely reporting of misconduct. By publicizing these incidents, society gains greater awareness of the issues surrounding in-flight sexual misconduct, potentially deterring future offenders and empowering victims to come forward. The overall impact of these cases is a strengthened commitment to ensuring a safe and respectful environment for all passengers. Thank you for watching the video. Hope you all liked it. Feel free to share your thoughts in comment section. Do not forget to subscribe and turn on notifications so you will never miss any episode of our enthralling series.